very, very strong message to Mnangagwa that we can never allow your wife to gallivant this side, and try to act like she has got it all under control. But in Zimbabwe, people are suffering. Hospitals have no medication. Things are falling apart. One thing that I'll tell you is that my dad used to say, any gift that cannot benefit the family is not worth transporting. And I think this is a message that Auxillia Mnangagwa needs to know. If you cannot do good by the Zimbabwean people, there's no reason for you to be seen in the United Kingdom pretending to be this good person, and at home, our people are suffering. So I want to send some shout out to those that are in the United Kingdom and said, I've got you, I love you, and I bless you. So the revolution is not here to play. I don't know those that are sleeping. We don't have time to sleep. I must just tell you that Miniyothabo, Chiwenga is making strides. So what can I say? I've always been saying that Miniyothabo may be the Esther that Zimbabweans have been waiting for. Who knows what? Because now there is also a relationship that is being built between the Ndebele and the Shona. That has always been an issue because of the Gukura Hundi. So guys, come through as we embark on this journey. I'm super, super excited. I know some of you, it's your first time to pass through this channel, okay? Subscribe and make sure that you ring the bell, because every time I'm live, you will be robbed right here to converse with me. And also say, shout out. Okay, 150 people just press the button. I love you. Guys, please make sure that you thumbs up as we move along. I don't even need to ask you. It's a ritual. This one is all that I'm asking for. I don't want much. You don't have to actually put the money. Thumbs up is enough because it will move our videos so everyone can come here, as we need to put order in Zimbabwe. So guys, I'm excited that you are here. It's so good to see you. Please drop your location. Some already said they're from Success in the United Kingdom. Drop your location, guys. I'll be so excited to know where you guys are watching us from. Trust me, there's a lot going on in the background at the right time in forum. We are going to be live, on a bigger screen, all staged. What can we do? We need to bring sanity, and this is the time. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. But you guys need to know that when you're voting for a president, you must never undermine the power and the role the first lady plays. I also told you last time that Auxillia Mnangagwa was Makumbi Panganga, okay? And I also had allegations that Mnangagwa, wherever he moves, he's always have a sangoma or a traditional healer with him. So does it really, are you surprised we are where we are today? Because, Mutambara well wrote in his book that there was a time when Mnangagwa asked Mugabe to go in there and visit his aunt who was staying in the bush. And he was alleging that his auntie has got the near-hand spirit on her. You see this? You see, right? So just show you why we are in all this chaos that we are in today. There must be some spirits that are pressurizing or forcing or making decisions on their behalf, because they cannot. It's just as simple as give people clean water, fix electricity, but you have to hire a sangoma to tell you what you need to do. Then you're not a leader, then you're simply just wasting everyone's time. All right, guys, Zimbabwe is losing almost 4 billion a year due to state looting, said Tendai BT, Laxon BT, a former minister and opposition activist. You warned that Zimbabwe is spiraling into a collapse under the weight of failed monetary reforms, unchecked corruption, and systematic mismanagement. That is actually my brother here, Tendai BT. He has always been very, very passionate as far as Zimbabwe is concerned. Afaze Mayere said a University of Zimbabwe lecturer earns almost $229. $229, yes, I'm right. 2 pints of blood costs $1,000. So God forbid that a University of Zimbabwe lecturer should have a health emergency that requires 2 pints of blood. A professor at the country's oldest university would have to work for 5 months without eating or paying rent in order to buy 2 pints of blood. This is what we mean when we say that ZANU-PF has destroyed lives and livelihoods. It's a mess. And she always say we need new leaders. I also know things are really bad in the country. I've seen now, it's because, social media is so powerful. Once we begin to converse about the situation in Zimbabwe, ZANU-PF has a tendency of just creating a facade, selling an illusion to the Zimbabwean people that no, we have got action. So I saw people, that were kind of demonstrating, wearing red t-shirts, that they were marching, they were celebrating, blood donation day. And I'm just sitting and I'm like, really? And all along, You didn't know that that is needed urgently. All right, so Chief Ndiweni, you know, he had a very, very rough or rock relationship with the Mugabe and Mnangagwa as well. So he's in the United Kingdom. He was one of the people that went to the FLAV summit at the organizers and said, nope, we do not want to see Auxillia Mnangagwa here. And I think we're also going to listen later on. Some people are saying that she's not well. I don't know how true that is, but I'm saying maybe it's just pretending because they know that things are not looking good. Zimbabweans no longer want anything to do with them. So let's take a listen, please, to Chief Ndiweni speaking.
Good afternoon. Today we're here once again at 10 Downing Street. This time we are protesting against the invitation that was given out by FLAIR to invite the First Lady of Zimbabwe, Auxillia Mnangagwa, to the conference. The conference is title-headed Women Empowerment and Development. That could not be a more erroneous title to have invited the First Lady over for. When we look at her history in Zimbabwe, when we look at what's been done in Zimbabwe, women have been left behind, far, far, far behind. We start right at the top, at the apex, and we note and identify the number of ladies incarcerated falsely in the prisons in Zimbabwe up and down the country. We look at the treatment of women in Zimbabwe up until now. It's been atrocious. And we even go as far as looking at the health service in Zimbabwe. We look at the primary health care service in Zimbabwe. We look at infant mortalities in Zimbabwe. We look at everything pertaining to our sisters in Zimbabwe, and we see we've gone downwards. We have not gone upwards at all. So it begs the question, why did FLAIR invite the First Lady over here for this particular conference, when right in front of everybody to see we have a First Lady that has not performed on par as she should have done? A case in point, whether people are looking at various issues and marital problems that come through, the highlighting point is to see the terrible situation that the Vice President's ex-wife has been treated appallingly, whereby a woman is dragged in before the court, a woman who's ill, a woman who's had amputations, being dragged into that particular arena. That epitomizes to say what is the gender situation in Zimbabwe. We touch on her purely because we then cascade that whole information downwards to the young girls, girl marriages in the rural areas, girl trials, all the issues associated with that. And what tags to that? We're looking at the dropout rate of young girls from primary schools to secondary schools, let alone universities, let alone within the employment sectors. We're not even counting that at all. So really, when we look at what has been going on in Zimbabwe with gender issues, we have fallen far, far, far behind. And the First Lady of Zimbabwe should not have been invited. Should not have been invited here to the United Kingdom. And for us, we're protesting here, but the good thing is we are standing on principle. We know that if we stand on principle, our documentation we handed in today, the recordings that we're doing now, they will stand up for millions of years, because we're standing on principles, and at any given point in time, they can refer back to that, to say on the 4th, on said day, these people handed in a document. What happened to that? Was there any development done for that? So I think with hindsight, FLAIR has done something which it will regret, because this particular issue will haunt them for a very, very long time indeed. So we all here will make reference to that, to say, but FLAIR, you did this, but United Kingdom government, you allowed her to come here for this, knowing full well what she has done, and more importantly, what she has not done. Because in that position as First Lady, she is wielding a lot of power and a lot of authority. So much should have changed. So much should have changed for the improvement and for the empowerment of ladies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Sorry, Chief, I've got just one question.
Yes.
Zimbabwe is signatory to the Convention Against Discrimination of Women.
Yes.
I think it's prefixed as CEDAW.
Yes.
what is your take in regards to Zimbabwe meeting its obligations under this convention? The reason why I'm asking is because when a country is signating to this convention, what it means is that the country is making a promise. It's like an oath.
Yes, it is.
Would you say Zimbabwe has kept its oath to protecting women against discriminatory practices?
Zimbabwe has not kept its oath regarding that, regarding all the items put into that signing of that documentation. It has not kept its obligations upon that. Further to that, the Zimbabwean government has not kept its obligations and its duties with regard to the African Union Peoples and Human Rights Charter, which also specifies that women and gender issues should be taken seriously on board and should be addressed in that particular capacity. Further to that, it has not been true to its obligations under the United Nations. So here we're looking at the regional blocks, we're looking at the African-wide blocks, we're looking at the international United Nations blocks, where Zimbabwe is signatory to all of those. And yet when we go to Zimbabwe, we see nothing. We see nothing, and on all of those highlighted items, it is not even performing anywhere near what it should have been doing. So I think with regard to that, at some point in time, I'm sure there'll be legal chambers who will take action and go to the international court arenas to actually put Zimbabwe in the dock. We don't have to think this is cloud cuckoo land thinking. Our next door neighbor, the Republic of South Africa, only just recently took the state of Israel to The Hague. So we're not talking about something that is out of the world. We're talking about something that is doable, that is there. All that is lacking right now is the legal chamber to go up and take these issues to say for the women, for gender issues in Zimbabwe, we need redress. And it is that redress that we're after. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You know, I completely agree with the Chief Ndiweni. I agree with him. There's been a lot of abuse in our country, especially Auxillia Mnangagwa. You know, she gallivants and be doing all sorts of stuff, taking money. You remember last time Comrade Geza confirmed that she took almost 60 million just for you to move around Zimbabwe and be cooking masonda, mufushwa, nederere. You understand it? Playing pada at the expense of the country. But right now, children are dying in hospitals. Mothers are dying trying to deliver because there isn't much equipment to cater for those children or those that may have complications. What does she do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But you can see her sitting with Japanese people signing documents or Chinese, because everything that has to do with the money they're collecting as a family, that's where she channels her energy. I think we need to start talking about the issue of first ladies. What are they for? Because honestly, in Zimbabwe, women are dead. You can't hear nothing except those that are just shaking their butt in ZANU-PF. I'm not referring to Vana Monica Muchangba. We see Vana Chinomona. They are the ones who actually facilitating toxicity. I mean, I can remember her shaking the hand of Shavangu, smiling and laughing. Do you also recall when he shared a dinner there and inviting Vana Shavangu? If these guys are the ones supporting what Mnangagwa is doing, every evil that she does, Auxillia Mnangagwa is behind it. Could it be that, for me, I'm a firm believer that women have got so much power as far as men's actions are concerned? There must be something that we really need to discuss about here, because we are too relaxed and just think everything is okay when things are falling apart. She's not doing nothing. Nothing, absolutely nothing. To me, nothing. Where you see her is selling a charade to the people, thinking, oh my God, everything is all in Zimbabwe. You know, she sits on platforms where she just read the statement that they write for her, acting as if everything home is okay. I think it's about time we send a strong message. You said it, ma'am, we are watching you. And I also agree with Chief Ndiweni that very soon some people will be taken to court, especially Mnangagwa's family. They have a lot to answer. Honestly, Mnangagwa's family has a lot to answer. In my opinion, be children, the mother, the husband, extended family members too, are also playing a part in corruption, playing a part in abuse of human rights. Surely something has to be done in Zimbabwe. So, more details on that issue. Milton Bingwa, who is also the one that is spearheading the entire campaign, that Auxilia should never be seen anywhere near Flare Summit. He said, Auxillia Mnangagwa must not be given a platform at the Flare Summit. She represents a brutal regime responsible for abductions, arbitrary arrests, mass corruption, and looting. A collapsed healthcare system, human rights abuse under Emmerson Mnangagwa. His sons are at the center of industrial looting while Zimbabweans suffer. Hashtag Zimbabwe Lives Matters. Hashtag Stop Mnangagwa. Hashtag No to Dictatorship. Join the protest. It's coming up on the 17th of June, 2025, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So guys, for those that are in the United Kingdom, if you're available, please join others. We need to send our voices as clear as they are right now. You can see it's happening in Zimbabwe. It's happening in all different countries, South Africa, everywhere. You've seen some of them protesting that Mnangagwa should never be deported to Zimbabwe. We need to start working together, Zimbabweans. We can't expect change when we are not playing our part. You may not, if you know that your life is in danger, do what you can. Use social media, create a ghost account. You know, don't listen to Chinamasa. That we have got systems that will tell us who is behind the ghost account. When the owners of those platforms don't even know how to check who's the owner of the ghost account. Don't be threatened. Focus. So most of their materials are written stop abductions, corruption, maternal deaths. You know, kids are dying in hospitals. She's answerable to lack of democracy, lack of transparency, and human rights violations in Zimbabwe. Your voice matters. Fix the healthcare system. Zimbabweans' lives matter. Let's stop Auxillia Mnangagwa from attending the Flare Summit. I agree. Because any gift that is not worth transporting is the one that is not functioning in your own country. How do you go outside in America and say, I want to go and teach? But you can't even help mothers who are dying because your husband and his friends are stealing. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. Honestly, the Standards reporting as well that Zimbabweans based in the United Kingdom are piling up pressure on organizers of a First Lady Summit set for the United Kingdom next week to exclude First Lady Auxillia Mnangagwa, citing the government's alleged poor human rights record. I agree, but sometimes I don't know how these people sleep at night because I would freak out. Like I would freak out for real. Charity begins at home. That is Dixon. Charity begins at home. I've mentioned that earlier on. Auxillia Mnangagwa, you are part of the system that champions the collapse of Zimbabwe human rights and the social economic welfare of women and children in Zimbabwe. You have caused the suffering of Zimbabweans. You have no place at the Flare Summit. I agree. Auxillia Mnangagwa, you do not have a place at the Flare Summit. Okay. Tarisai said, is Auxillia Mnangagwa coming to the UK for the Flare Summit? Rumors say she is unwell. Others claim she's been replaced. But if you talk about she's unwell, I understand. It may be stress because they can see that things are boiling. They are extremely, under pressure right now. It's over. It's over for them. So the question remains, is she coming or not? No to Emmerson Mnangagwa. Hashtag free Zimbabwe. No hashtag to nepotism, which we all agree. Happiness said Zimbabwe's constitution does not grant the First Lady an executive role. So why is Auxillia Mnangagwa on international trips making diplomatic appearance funded by public money? Public office must be earned, not inherited. Hashtag section 88 of the constitution. Hashtag transparency. Hashtag Zimbabwe. So UK strip descends into chaos. We all can see that. And I'm loving those that are in the United Kingdom. I'm loving you for the work that you're doing. Because I can see people are not playing back and forth. They are going to the organizers' offices. They're also very loud on social media. And it's a no. We need to start sending a message to Mnangagwa and his family, reminding them that you are literally being living off our hard work. You are living good life. If she has to go to the UK, she may have to hire a private jet. Who's going to pay for it? We pay. And then she comes back, she says, no, don't ask me. You want me to pay for your bills, but don't want me to know how you use my money. You say this. That's how disrespectful Mnangagwa's family is. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. All right. I must tell you that in the midst of all this one, let's just say shout out to Miniyothabo Chiwenga. Yeah, she's busy. Miniyothabo is another character. I also think that there's a disconnect here. I can't even connect with Auxillia Mnangagwa. I don't even know what she's doing. Guys, whenever I think of Michelle Obama and how she spearheaded the leadership in America, you could see her presence. Her presence in the lives of young people, her presence in mothers, her presence even with the war veterans, her presence. She was authentic. But in Zimbabwe, it's always selling fakeness. Pretending as if you're doing something, but you're doing nothing. So I can tell you that's what Auxillia Mnangagwa has mastered. She's very fake. It's always, you can only see her where people are bootlicking a ZANU-PF, where they buy support. You know, all those people will be screaming and shouting, I paid prior to the meeting. It's pathetic and disgusting. The level of deception that comes out of this family is no certain. I feel sick when I think about them. It's a deceptive family, a wicked, cruel family. This family is cruel. The children think they own Zimbabwe. You know what? Because the parents have actually shown them that we are Zimbabwe. Everyone else here is under our feet. They are our slaves. They do as we please. Why we live large? My kids, you can have as many women as you want because the money is there, right? They work and we take. We all hear that most of these mines that they're busy taking, people are dying there. You will never hear that. People are dying. You'll be shocked when you hear all these stats. And they will never say it. And the children are behind all these things that's going on there. Because they're the ones that are taking the mines, working with the Chinese people. It's very sad. It's really sad. But I said Miniyothabo is smart. You heard yesterday what is it a war veteran? I think a war veteran general somewhere. It's general. I cannot pinpoint where he belongs, but he was just busy saying things. He mentioned that Miniyothabo is also working very closely with the Central Intelligence. She's very smart. We can see it from the time she got married to Chiwenga. Chiwenga, his countenance changed. We can see the dressing, the swag. You know, they always like matching. But I must say that she's very busy. I am sick and tired of deception in Zimbabwe. I'm sick and tired. Because I'm sick and tired of deception, I'm very observant. Like, I don't want to be deceived. You know, I can never be deceived this time. Like what happened in 2017. I genuinely believe that as Zimbabweans, we need to start focusing on scrutinizing people and check what are they really all about. So that when they get in these seats here, they know what we stand for. I can't say much about Chamisa and the wife at the moment because Chamisa is quiet. He's not saying anything. But I'm hearing people talk about Chiwenga. If you talk about Chiwenga, then let's talk about the wife as well. Let's zero in and see who is she? What is she all about? You know what I'm saying? She's been really busy. You know, it's with the church, with the Pope. You know, you see her with the young ladies having conversations. We're going to listen to some of the stuff that she said. I'm talking about a woman who is all over the place with the children. You see her with the kids. And she's genuinely doing stuff. I don't know how true that is. She may be fake. But, you know, time will tell because you can't pretend for long, right? But what's important is for us to remind her that you are because we allow you. You see this? Let us not look at leaders as gods. Because in Zimbabwe, we have a culture of putting people on pedestals. No wonder why they end up losing respect for us. We should hold them to account. Question where applicable. You see this? But let's take a listen to what the guy said from DJ Holly yesterday. Because some people did not listen to what he said. When he mentioned that she's behind all that you are seeing today. Take a listen, please.
It's useless with Mnangagwa is desperate to preserve power.
Yeah,
because you can't tell the people why giving them a title this now as a power threat.
Yeah,
he's undermining the ranks of the army. They are entitled to promotions they are doing for second because they are not allies. So it's more desperate preserving power.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Zvikasvika at least vanopepuka vachiona kuti ndozviri kuitika ndozvepaground. But nemaonero enyu general havana tichaona vachenjere. Pane marumors ari kusekuleta kunzi vageza vari kunzi vakabvuma mota nemari. Saka I'm not sure if they are true or just rumors, but in a case yekuti vageza vabvuma zvinhu izvozvo vatora, does it mean kuti struggle yedu yamba yatopera ipapo and then that's the end game?
Struggle haisi kwageza. You have to understand kuti struggle haisi kwageza. Geza akaudzwa zvekuita. You can't go to Nick Mangwana kuchinja ZANU-PF.
Okay.
That's a spokesperson. You don't understand.
Yes,
Geza is just a person who had guts zekuuya pamberi kuzotaura. But behind Geza is a lot of people vakaoma musoro. Vana Nixon vamakavazwa. Kuna vana vamashira vaGeza vakawandisa. I'm telling you, including young generation. Unoona these things avakachiita ka. Chiri into group form, and every group rikudzoka richiita zvinhu zvakasiyana nezviri kuita rimwe. Saka Geza akatengesa nogona kungourawa nevari mukembu yake chai.
I want to apologize. Actually, I think I put the wrong stuff. Please bear with me. But what I wanted to pick up was what DJ Holly said. My apologies. I realized that something was wrong here. So what I wanted to talk about was when the same guy said that Miniyothabo is behind all that you see. She plays a huge role in supporting her husband, rightfully so. I mean, that's why I said maybe she's the ace of for the Christian community, the follower of Jesus Christ. She may be the ace of today. You see this? You never know. Maybe God is using it to bring the change that you want. So sometimes I always say to people, you never know what God is doing until He does something. So relax and chill. Let nature take its course. Let things work out the way that's supposed to work out. You never know what God is doing. But I can guarantee she may be the Esther that we all expecting, right? That's what I was looking for, so I apologize on that. But like I also mentioned to you that the spirituality is playing here because Miniyothabo realized that no. He's dealing with people who are obsessed with the lifestyle of Sangoma, Nganga. Auxillia and Mnangagwa are obsessed. Nganga is what they love a lot. And I told you that Auxillia was Makumbipa Nganga, or a traditional healer's assistant. That's how they met with Emerson Mnangagwa. You see this? So, all right. Oh my God. Praise God. All right. Okay, bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Okay, so Miniyothabo is very much of a Christian girl. Okay, I'm talking about, then I understand that part. I understand that part. But I want you to listen to her speaking because she's having a meeting with the girls and they are asking you questions. Let's listen to her. Let's listen to her because it's important for us. We need to get to know who is this woman. Let's follow her very closely. Okay, I want you to listen to her speaking. She's quite very smart. We'll listen to her. She's very smart. No, now I understand the one that I wanted you to listen to. But anyway, let's focus to the one that Mini spoke.
How did you then manage to prioritize the important things in your life? Because you're a businesswoman, you're a wife, you're a mother, and then you want to stay healthy, you want to look good. How did you then prioritize and say, this will come first, and then these things will come after?
It's not easy being a human being. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. And I said it before, like there's no formula, but time management helps. At my age, I still have a specific timetable. I write from 6 o'clock to 6:45, I'm doing this. From 6:45 to 7:45, I'm bathing. From 7:45 to whatever, I'm driving to work. So that's how my program is like. So I try to manage my time, and I have a timetable whereby I have it, my assistants have it, everybody knows what we are doing at what time. So it's about physical, it's about work, it's about family, it's about devotion to God. All those things, they need time. So if you don't really write it down, you get carried away. The other thing may be more interesting than the other thing. So know when to do what. Know when it's time for you. Know when to turn down people and say, you know what, sorry, I can't do this with you. You have to be honest. You don't have to be rude, but be honest with people. Honestly, I would have loved to, but I can't do this because I have to go and see my daughter at school. I really want to do this. I can't do it because it's my prayer time. Before, I wasn't good with my prayer aspect. And then a few weeks ago, I went for a retreat. Yeah, I put away my phone for 7 days. I wasn't reachable. I only said I'll speak to one person once a day, my husband. Once I speak to him, then I put away the phone, and I was taught to pray specific times. So we would wake up at 4, take our bath. By 5 o'clock, we are having our morning vigils. And then we have a small break. By 6:40, we have what we call Laos. Maybe Catholics will understand. So that will be the second prayer. And at 7 a.m., we'll be having our Mass. At 10:15, another prayer. 10:45, another prayer. 2 p.m., another prayer. At 5:45, another prayer. And 7:30, adoration, whereby you just sit in the presence of God. And sometimes it's okay not to say anything. Don't pray. Just sit and let God know that you are there. And then He knows you. He created you. Just sit and be still in His presence. And then He knows what to do. And the last prayer would be at 8. And then I was taught that at night, don't watch certain types of movies. Don't talk to certain type of people. Close your mouth and sleep. And then before you talk to anyone in the morning, talk to God first, and then you can talk to people. Yeah.
That's interesting to listen to. All right, I think first and foremost, we all know that in the leadership of ZANU-PF, what's really more dangerous is, before we talk about the leader, the president, or the wife, is actually the system that was created. The satanic, wicked, diabolical system that came from the pit of hell. But one thing I know is Mnangagwa was behind it, because he made it very clear that these structures, Mnangagwa, created them. It's on record. Now that we know that Mnangagwa is going to be booted out, we look at where to from there. I think everyone is saying exactly what I think is important: to crush ZANU-PF to powder and start a better Zimbabwe. Anyone who's genuinely want to change Zimbabwe should know that ZANU-PF is the reason we are in this predicament. So if they really want to make things better, then ZANU-PF has to go. Those structures must be crushed. We need to mute all elections talk for some time, so that Zimbabweans can have a new start. Then those that may want to be presidents can now begin to have their own political parties campaigning freely. So when you can wear a t-shirt of whoever you want, you can campaign where you in any way or form without anyone have to threaten you, attack you. Just having a normal country. That's what I want. So as much as I would want to zero into Mini, I also need to always consider that ZANU-PF is a system. And like I said, I've heard that they're going to crush it. And I can't wait for that day. And they're saying they don't want to hear about any party thing. Let's have a break as a nation so our people can be able to have a breather and live. But anyway, back to Minnie. She talks about family. So she's a family-oriented person, you heard. She's talking about how she's very committed. She's so committed to God. Again, because I'm a follower of Jesus. But being someone who grew up in the church, you see, I've seen people who talk a good game, but their actions speaks otherwise. But I pray that she's not only talk a good game, but she's actually living what she's talking about. You see, having someone who is God-fearing in the office, for me, it's a win. I'm saying who is God-fearing, not people-fearing, because God-fearing is one thing, people-fearing is another. God-fearing is you know that God is watching you in everything that you do. But fearing people is while you are in front of you, you can pretend to be who you're not. And then when everyone is not watching, you are a devil from the pit of hell. So I'm just saying, I give a star for being a God-fearing woman, as she's claiming, but besides, we are watching and we are following closely. She loves her husband. I'm a family-oriented person, so women who honors their husband, they always become good leaders. You can't be respecting your husband and be a devil somehow. It's not possible. If you're evil, you're evil. You can just pretend. Men can tell you most men are living in hell because of women. Most men are living in hell. But she's, like I said, when she came into Chiwenga's life, honestly, and if those allegations are true that Chiwenga is paying for Mary, and she's actually allowing him to pay for Mary, that's another, for me, that's a plus for me. You are just a good person who says, you know what, who cares? Life goes on. Let's just love each other. The structure, I wake up in the morning, I've got my structure. Guys, Zimbabwe needs a structure. We need someone who is relatable. You see, chaos, Auxillia. I can't even understand it. I need a leader who might see. Guys, you see, a president is a role model to the country. Whether you like it or not, it may be directly or indirectly. He's a role model. This is why Zimbabwe is in chaos today, because Mnangagwa's toxicity is filtered into society. And there are so many young people who are toxic as him. He multiplied. Look at them. They are disrespectful to the core, because that's who he is. If Mnangagwa was a good person, we wouldn't be in this mess that we're in today. I can guarantee you, he would put structures, but he's not a good man. He's cruel. That's why society today is also cruel. Our country is in turmoil because we don't have leaders. We have cruel and evil men who masquerade as leaders, but they don't have no characteristic of leadership. And because we don't tell the truth. But whether I said, Mnangagwa will tell him in his face and say, you, sir, you're cruel. You say you are evil. Because that's why this country is in a mess. And I can agree with what, we call it Chiwenga, the Apostle Chiwenga said. He said, Mnangagwa is cursed. That's why Zimbabwe is in a mess. His hands are cursed. He can't build anything. I agree with him. You see, the Bible is very clear that when good people are in leadership, the country increase, the country flourish. But when the wicked rule, people groan. That scripture is not to play with. That's exactly why we are in turmoil. The people at the forefront there are evil. And it's time that we pray to the Lord to bring us God-fearing women and men. People who genuinely believe that we all deserve to live. So I pray that the structure she's talking about, prayer, waking up and make sure I'm at work on time, and she works. Recently, they actually robbed her. And I think there was politics that played there. In my speculations are politics played. That's why they stole from her. It's one to keep them busy. It's all charades. These people are very dramatic. They're good at writing scripts. Every time it's an episode of chaos because they believe and they strive in chaos. I can't stand them. I don't even know how they sleep at night because it's sad and pathetic. So let's watch and see what's going to happen. You heard they're speaking about the structures and the family, etc. But my take is I'm watching very closely. And Mrs. Chiwenga, if you can hear me, maybe you will happen to listen to this video, okay? I just want to say to you, our hearts are broken. We are a very smart and intelligent community. We know exactly what we want. We are not confused. But we are sick and tired of being led by confused people. And whether we like it or not, some may say, no, I don't care about politics. I'm just going to do my thing right here. It doesn't work like that because the leadership will always play a role in your life, whether you like it or not. They have an impact in your life. When you have a good wife of a president, a genuine first lady, you will see people's lives change. Marriages, many who see the value of getting married to someone. Can I tell you why there's chaos in Zimbabwe today in terms of marriages? Because people don't see any value of getting married. What is the value when you see that the president of a country is spearheading evil? What are you learning from him? What is the point of having a wife when you see, okay, that man has got a wife, but look where the country is today. What is it that I'm going to do with that person? But when there's good leadership and people can see the value of being married, they're like, you know what, look, he became a president. Look, the support. Look what he's doing. Look at the life that is changing. I think there's actually a benefit in getting married to someone. And then they commit. Otherwise, we thought that you guys will be going from prophet to prophet, seeking for marriage. It starts from the top. Is the anointing that is wicked dripping from the head of Aaron. You need to understand that you can't change principles. Life is governed by principles, not by lies and deception, by principles. So the chaos that's going on in Zimbabwe, it boils down to the fact that we do not have leaders. We have people who are evil. You see, look at them. Look how George Charamba behave online. How they are spewing vile day in, day out. It's a sign that this whole thing is rotten to the core. It's a sign. And I pray, my prayer is we get good men and women. I said I can't talk about Chamisa and wife because I don't even know what they're thinking right now. But when the time comes, we're also going to zero into that and check what's going on here. Guys, we are broken. Mrs. Chiwenga or Mrs. Chamisa, Mrs. whoever you are, whoever, I don't know who's going to be the president, post Mnangagwa, which is very soon. All right. It's very soon. Okay. Whoever is going to be the president in the country, I pray that God will send us good women. I'm just talking about good women with character, with hearts for the people. Women who genuinely mean business when it comes to life. Like you heard yourself got a structure. That's what we're talking about. I'm a firm believer that if someone does not have a structure, it's a problem. In my house, if you stay there, the first thing that you get is a Bible. So that you actually know that in this house, God is the supreme leader. Okay. And the second thing is a diary, so you don't bring confusion. I've got a life to live. I have structure in my life. Don't come and bring chaos. So I want to see what you're going to do so at least there's no interruption. Leadership comes by demonstrations. It can't be an accident. So all these shenanigans we are seeing today, it shows Mnangagwa isn't the one. Auxillia Mnangagwa isn't the one. So no matter how they try to jet from town to town, it does not change the fact that they are not the ones, because there is no change in the country. There isn't impact. The impact they are making is evil. There's no change. There's no growth. If I can see a mother in the middle of the night today in a Harare town trying to survive, it proves beyond reasonable that we have failed as a country. In 2025, that the entire Zimbabwe, all our cities, including Harare capital city, do not have a proper public toilet for the past 40-something years. That's what we call failure. I'm saying proper public toilet. How much does that cost? You see this? We don't have none. I'm saying public toilet. If I get to Harare here, show me a proper that I can get in a toilet that is clean. Like you do in different countries. You all know in foreign lands. You know in South Africa, if I go even to the mall next to my house, toilets are clean, pristine. You understand this? But not in our country. Surely this is not leadership that we need. We don't need this. So those that are standing up and say Auxillia Mnangagwa should never be seen at Flay Summit, I second that and I support it. Auxillia Mnangagwa should never pretend like she's a leader, because she's not. There is nothing that is worth transporting to the United Kingdom. And the people should never underestimate the power of impact. That who the person is can actually impact others. So if UK want good for itself, should never allow this woman to come in there and be gallivanting because she has nothing to share. Unfortunately, she's not leadership material. She have hurt the Zimbabwean people. Her family have hurt our people. That one is non-negotiable. And she should be told the truth. Good ma'am, you are not what we are looking for. We see other first ladies are classy. They want to see the country work. If young kids can be in prison, babies, and what do? You're just watching. You can see, and your son is actually the manager for, on social media. He manages all your media, your social media platforms. Surely you can see at the twinkle of an eye, we have citizen journalism in 2025. Once something happens, people pick up the phone and they send it out and it starts trending. You can see things are in chaos here. But she pretends like nothing happens. Let me tell you, she would want to jet out millions of dollars for herself to gallivant, just doing nothing. Surely we can preserve that man for the next generation. She needs to stay at home. She doesn't have the qualities to share with those that are in the United Kingdom. These are the conversation we need to have in Zimbabwe. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's our hard-earned money. Remember? The man that Mnangagwa spent in his family is a hard-earned man. And his administration, we pay their salaries. So they should never even think they are better than Zimbabweans. They should humble themselves because it's a privilege for them to serve in those positions. Surely the culture needs to change. Let's remind these people, you are servants. You're not gods. Know your place. Remember, we pay your salaries which means that we are better than you. So the person that pays your salary is actually better than you. Right? So guys who are standing up, do what you're supposed to be doing. Moving on, the BBLs. Ooh, guys, okay, first and foremost, I actually did not know, forgive me guys, that we actually have doctors that are doing all these BBLs and boob jobs in Zimbabwe. I saw this on ZBC. Okay, by the way, Madam Boss is trending. I don't know this woman very well because I don't really like the toxicity that is on Facebook. So I normally avoid Facebook because of toxicity. But I genuinely believe that in the near future, we're going to be looking at the entertainment as well. So relax, guys. Things are going to change in Zimbabwe. We're going to be running our shows in the country. I'm talking about top of the range shows, real shows for real, for real. So we're going to be scanning all this stuff that's going on in the country. You see this? And the chaos that you are seeing is going to stop because people are going to be busy. Busy. So I did not know that there are doctors that are not doing BBLs in the country and also boob jobs. So forgive me. I said it was ZBC and I was flabbergasted. I was like, oh, wow, this is interesting to watch. But here's the thing that I wanted to say because of my time. I'm running out of time, and I don't think I want to even follow through the video that I saw from ZBC. But I wanted to say to the young people, hear me out, okay? You see all these BBLs, the tummy tucks, etc. They look good from a distance, but if you go online and do your research, you will be shocked with how horrible these things are. You know, first and foremost, if you ask men right now and say, do you prefer a woman with BBL or who doesn't have? I guarantee you Zimbabwean men will tell you that they actually want a woman who don't have all these shenanigans. And so I'm always asking myself, why do women mess up their health just trying to satisfy people who don't even care about things that they think they do care about? Men don't care about BBL. They can just look at you because men by nature, they're visual beings. They get attracted by what they see. But listen, it's one thing to see and admire. It's another thing to take it home. There's a difference. You see this? So seeing and just, oh my God, I think she looks really pretty. But can I take it to my house? Because those things really smell. You see this? Ask people. Zimbabwe is very hot first and foremost. How can you afford expensive perfumes? Because those things smells. Don't be deceived in food. I know that doctors are there to make money out, so they're all going to tell you that things really work. But honestly, these BBLs and all sorts of things, guys, stay the hell away from these things. You need to love yourself. There's a woman recently, actually, I just saw her briefly, and I just want to follow a bit because she was kind of having an interview with someone that I was following. And she went to take recently, that was like 3 months ago. It was a take, yeah, she had about 10 surgeries at once. Okay. 10 surgeries at once. Not the bad news, she died last week. You see, our bodies are different. We're not all the same. So just because something worked for someone else, it doesn't mean that's going to work for you. And bear in mind, I know a woman who went and did all these tummy tucks where they cut your ribs and all the things. And she got so sick. They look nice as you start from a distance, but as you age, those things can have heavy complications on your health. This is to warn you young people. Listen, if you want big butt, go squat. Do the squats in the gym. You squat, take heavy weights and squat. Your butt will grow. Because maybe we just need to educate you so that you understand what you don't have. Bleaching of your skin. Yeah, so relax because we're working on something very important. So I'm just waiting for all this dust to settle in Zimbabwe because there's a lot of dust going on. I want you to settle. You don't need all these bleaching stuff. You don't need that, girls. True beauty is from the inside out. It's not from the in, it's from the outside in. Okay. So I see you bleaching your skin, majority of y'all, because you think that's beauty. That's not beauty, guys. I'm a chocolate girl. I'm dark. I grew up really just chocolate and dark, right? But I love my skin. I'll never bleach, not a single day. I'd rather maintain my skin the way it is. You eat healthy, you drink lots of water, you exercise. Some of you just need to change your meals. That's all you need to do. To maintain your own skin, because what you want is to look beautiful. So bleaching is not beauty because you are destroying your skin. And there will be consequences in future. You have skin cancer. So honestly, I can't wait to just teach these young babies. You are destroying yourself. Just because a celebrity, so-called celebrity, is bleaching doesn't make it right. Okay. And again, I've said you never know, but I've seen most of these girls also regretting that they actually bleached their skin. So girls, love the skin you're in. You are gorgeous already. You are beautiful already. There's no reason for bleaching. Honestly, I don't subscribe to those things. Although some people, I hate them, say to me that I bleach my skin, yada, yada. I'm like, God, come my house, y'all. Come in, do all that you can. You've never seen no bleaching creams yet. I don't do the stupid stuff. Honestly. It's nonsense. Look after your skin. You're beautiful, my girls. I know that Zimbabwe is worth so much. Majority of us, we are simply just chocolate and dark, and that's okay. But don't bleach your skin. You will just destroy your life. Some of you think you are ugly. It's not you that you are ugly. It's something that your heart needs to change. Some of you, you're jealousy. You're jealous of others. You don't love yourself. In fact, today I learned something that, you need to love yourself first so that the people can also love you. Is the energy you are sending out. If you love yourself, people will love you. But if you don't love yourself, you always think that you're not beautiful enough. You think like, no, you don't have enough clothes. You don't have nice things. No, you do have. It's actually not about the amount of money that you're paying. It's more to do with how you love your clothes. You see, today I could walk around my house. I'm like, I just love my house. Because sometimes I become really busy. I forget that I actually have a place. I'm just running around and do stuff. Like you're sitting like, I just love my house. I love my cup, yo. I love it. I'm just like, I love you. I love my hair. You see this? I love my skin. I love myself. Because then people out there can feel the energy and they begin to love you back. It starts by how you think about what's happening around you. Because sometimes, guys, you're just spending your time on stupid stuff. And focus on things don't really matter. It's your heart that needs the surgery. Not you need the body. It's your heart. Once your heart is aligned, everything will fall into place. When you love people, you become beautiful too. Some of you feel like you're ugly. No, it's because you have got hatred towards people. You just hate people. You're jealous of everybody around you. Right? I think I'm going to take you angry. You're upset. Small things is making you angry. You are jealousy. You hate your own family members. That's why you look ugly. It's not that you're ugly. It's your heart that you keep on reflecting of ugliness around you. Check your heart. And you see that you're actually very pretty. I love you. God bless you and God bless Zimbabwe. Bye for now.